Rocky Balboa stands at Mickey's hospital bed at 3:47 a.m. when the machines flatline and the man who saved his life takes his last breath. The doctor says it was a brain hemorrhage. But Rocky knows the truth, knows who caused it, knows that 3 days ago, a boxer named Danny the Blade Sharpe put Mickey in this bed. And what Rocky does over the next 8 weeks isn't just training for a fight. It's preparing for the most personal battle of his life, a fight where winning isn't enough. The other man has to understand exactly why he's losing. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, March 1981, Thursday morning, 3:47 a.m., Temple University Hospital. Intensive Care Unit, Room 412. The machines have been beeping steadily for 3 days, keeping rhythm with Mickey's fading heartbeat, monitoring a life that's slipping away. Rocky hasn't left this room except to use the bathroom, hasn't slept except for brief moments in the chair beside Mickey's bed, hasn't eaten except what Adrian forces him to swallow, just sits there, holding Mickey's hand, talking to him, telling him to fight, telling him to hang on, telling him not to leave. But Mickey's not fighting anymore. Mickey's 76 years old. His body has taken too much, endured too much, been damaged beyond repair. The brain hemorrhage happened 3 days ago. Sudden, catastrophic. Doctors said it was massive bleeding in the brain. Said Mickey's skull was fractured. Said someone hit him, hard, with tremendous force. Said at Mickey's age, with his brittle bones, the impact was fatal. Just a matter of time. Rocky knows who hit him. Knows exactly who. Because Rocky was there. Saw it happen. Couldn't stop it. 3 days ago. Monday afternoon, 4:15 p.m. Mighty Mick's boxing gym. Mickey's working with a young fighter, teaching him footwork, showing him how to pivot, how to create angles. Mickey's old, but he's still sharp. Still the best trainer in Philadelphia. Still teaching. Still passionate about the sweet science. The door opens. A man walks in, big, 6'2", 230 pounds. Muscular, but lean. Moving with that predatory grace that dangerous fighters have. Wearing expensive workout gear. Gold chain. Diamond earrings. Too much jewelry for a gym. This is Danny the Blade Sharpe, 28 years old, undefeated, 240, with 22 knockouts. Fast, powerful, vicious, mean, known for hurting opponents, for hitting after the bell, for low blows and headbutts disguised as accidents, for being dirty, effective, dangerous. Danny walks straight to Mickey. Says, "You Mickey Goldmill?" Mickey looks up, studies Danny, sees the arrogance, the entitlement, the meanness. Says, "Yeah, who's asking?" "Danny Sharpe. I want you to train me." Mickey shakes his head. "Sorry, not taking new fighters. Too old. Too busy." Danny's face darkens. "I ain't asking. I'm telling. I want the best trainer. That's you. I'm willing to pay. Name your price." Mickey says, "Price don't matter. I don't train fighters I don't respect. And I don't respect dirty fighters. I seen your fights. Seen how you operate. You ain't a boxer. You're a thug with gloves. And I don't train thugs." The gym goes quiet. Everyone stops. Everyone watching. Nobody talks to Danny Sharpe like that. Nobody insults him. Not if they're smart. Not if they value their health. Danny steps closer, invading Mickey's space. Says, "Old man, you got no idea who you're talking to. I'm going to be heavyweight champion. I'm going to be bigger than Ali, bigger than Rocky Balboa. And I want you to train me. So stop being stupid and say yes." Mickey doesn't back down, doesn't flinch. Says, "I trained Rocky Balboa. Real Rocky Balboa. And he's 10 times the fighter you'll ever be. Not because he's more talented, because he's got heart, got honor, got respect for the sport. You got none of that. You got talent. But talent without character is worthless. Now get out of my gym. Danny's face goes red. Rage. Pure rage. He says, "You're making a mistake, old man." Big mistake. Mickey says, "Only mistake I'm making is wasting time talking to you instead of training real fighters. Get out, now." Danny snaps. Throws a punch. No warning. No telegraph. Just sudden violence. A right hook. Catches Mickey on the temple. Perfect placement. Perfect power. Mickey never sees it coming. Never has a chance to block. The punch lands flush. Mickey's head snaps sideways. His legs give out. He crumples. Falls. His head hits the edge of a weight bench on the way down. Double impact. The punch. The fall. Catastrophic damage. Everyone rushes over. Rocky's upstairs in the office. Hears the commotion. Runs down. Sees Mickey on the floor. Blood pooling under his head. Not moving. Rocky screams. "Call 911. Someone call 911. Danny's standing there, looking at Mickey. No remorse. No fear. Just anger. He says to the room, "Old man disrespected me. Got what he deserved." Then he walks out. Just walks out. Like he didn't just potentially kill someone. Like it's nothing. Paramedics arrive. Rush Mickey to the hospital. Brain hemorrhage. Fractured skull. Massive trauma. Doctors work on him for 6 hours. Stabilize him. But the damage is too severe. Mickey falls into a coma. Might never wake up. Might die. Probably will die. Rocky stays by his side. For 3 days. Talking to him. Begging him to wake up. Begging him to fight. But Mickey doesn't wake up. Doesn't fight. Just lies there. Machines breathing for him. Machines keeping him alive. Barely. And now, at 3:47 a.m. on Thursday morning, the machines flatline. The steady beat becomes a continuous tone. Doctors rush in. Try to resuscitate. Shock Mickey's heart. Twice. 3 times. Nothing. Mickey Goldmill is gone. Dead at 76. Killed by a punch from a boxer he refused to train. Rocky stands there, numb, empty. His mentor, his trainer, his friend, his father figure, gone, murdered, by a piece of trash who didn't like being told no, by a coward who sucker punched a 76-year-old man, by someone who needs to pay. The funeral is 3 days later. Sunday, hundreds of people. Fighters Mickey trained. Opponents Mickey cornered against. People whose lives Mickey touched. The gym is closed. Draped in black. A photo of Mickey in the window. 1981. Gone but not forgotten. During the eulogy, Rocky doesn't cry. Doesn't show emotion. Just sits there. Stone-faced. Cold. Everyone thinks he's in shock. In denial. But Rocky's not in shock. Rocky's calculating. Planning. Thinking about what comes next. Thinking about Danny the Blade Sharpe. Thinking about justice. About revenge. About making sure Mickey's death means something. After the funeral, Adrian pulls Rocky aside. Says, "I know what you're thinking." Rocky says, "What am I thinking?" "You're thinking about fighting Danny Sharpe. About getting revenge. About making him pay." Rocky doesn't deny it. Says, he killed Mickey. Murdered him. And he's walking free. No charges. No consequences. Cops said it was self-defense. Side Mickey provoked him. Syed, there's not enough evidence for murder charges. So Danny's free. Still fighting. Still making money. Still living his life like nothing happened. That ain't right. That ain't justice. Adrian says, so what are you going to do? Challenge him? Fight him? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Rocky, you're 35 years old. You haven't fought in 8 months. Danny Sharpe is 28, undefeated. He's a killer. Literally, he killed Mickey. He'll kill you too. Rocky looks at her. His eyes are different, harder, colder, says, and he kills me. But at least I tried. At least I stood up for Mickey. At least I made Danny pay something. I can't let this go, Adrian. Can't let Mickey's death mean nothing. Can't let Danny walk away. Adrian's crying now. Says, what about me? What about the kids? You're willing to die and leave us alone? Rocky's voice softens. Says, I ain't planning to die. I'm planning to win. But if I don't fight, if I let this go, then I'm already dead inside. Already given up. Already accepted that there's no justice. No honor. No consequences for doing wrong. And I can't live like that. Won't live like that. Mickey taught me to stand up. To fight for what's right. To never quit. This is me standing up. This is me fighting for what's right. This is me not quitting. 2 days later, Rocky calls a press conference. Announces he's coming out of retirement. Announces he's challenging Danny, the Blade Sharpe. Says, Danny Sharpe murdered my trainer. Murdered Mickey Goldmill. Hit him when he wasn't looking. Hit a 76-year-old man who couldn't defend himself. And now I'm giving Danny what he wants. A fight, but not just any fight. A fight where he faces someone who can hit back. Someone his own size. Someone who ain't scared of him. Me, I'm challenging Danny Sharpe. Heavyweight bout. 15 rounds. Winner take all. And if Danny's got any honor, any courage, any shred of decency, he'll accept. The challenge goes viral. Every sports network. Every newspaper. Every media outlet. Rocky Balboa challenges fighter who killed his trainer. The narrative writes itself. Good versus evil. Justice versus murder. Revenge versus impunity. Danny Sharpe responds the next day. Says, Rocky Balboa's an old washed-up, has been trying to stay relevant. But if he wants to get hurt, if he wants me to finish what I started with his trainer, I'm happy to oblige. I accept. Let's make it official. 8 weeks. Madison Square Garden. I'll send Rocky to the same place I sent Mickey. To the hospital. Or the grave. His choice. The fight is set. 8 weeks. Rocky Balboa versus Danny the Blade Sharpe. Revenge fight. Justice fight. The most personal fight of Rocky's career. But Rocky has a problem. Mickey's dead. Mickey was his trainer. His corner. His strategist. His motivation. Without Mickey, Rocky doesn't know how to prepare. Doesn't know who to trust. Doesn't know how to get ready for the biggest fight of his life. Then Apollo Creed shows up. Walks into Rocky's house uninvited. Says, I heard about Mickey. Heard about the fight. Heard you're training alone. That's stupid. You need a corner. You need a trainer. You need me. Rocky says, why would you help me? We fought 3 times. Why do you care? Apollo says, because Mickey was a good man. Because Danny Sharpe is a piece of trash who needs to be taught a lesson. And because you and me, we're connected. We're brothers through combat. And brothers help brothers. So I'm helping you, whether you want it or not. For 8 weeks, Apollo trains Rocky, not like Mickey trained him. Different style. more aggressive, more technical. Apollo teaches Rocky to be faster, to counter-punch, to hurt fighters who think they're safe, to exploit openness, to capitalize on overconfidence. Teaches Rocky everything Apollo learned in 20 years of fighting, everything that made Apollo great, everything that can beat Danny Sharpe. Rocky trains like he's never trained before. 6 hours a day, every day. No rest, no breaks. Running at 4 a.m., hitting bags until his hands bleed. Sparring with anyone willing. Pushing his 35-year-old body beyond its limits. Beyond what's safe. Beyond what's sane. Because this isn't about winning a title. This is about avenging Mickey. About making Danny pay. About justice. During training, Apollo says, "Rock, you need to understand something. This fight, it's personal. But you can't fight emotional. Can't fight angry. Anger makes you sloppy. Makes you predictable. You need to be cold, calculated, clinical. You need to hurt Danny Sharpe systematically. Not because you're mad. Because it's the strategy. Can you do that?" Rocky says, "I don't know. Every time I close my eyes, I see Mickey on that gym floor. See the blood. See him dying. And I want to kill Danny. Want to hurt him like he hurt Mickey. How do I not be angry?" Apollo says, "You use the anger as fuel, not as the driver. You let it power you. But you control it. You direct it. You make it work for you instead of against you. That's the difference between losing control and being controlled. Mickey taught you that. Now honor him by doing it." 8 weeks pass. Fight week arrives. The weigh-in is tense. Rocky, 192 pounds. Danny, 227 pounds. Rocky's giving up 35 pounds. Significant size disadvantage. Danny's bigger, younger, stronger, faster. The odds makers favor Danny 4-1. Everyone expects Rocky to lose, to get hurt, maybe to die. Nobody gives Rocky a chance. At the weigh-in face-off, Danny gets in Rocky's face. Says, "You're going to end up just like your trainer, broken, bleeding, dead, and I'm going to enjoy every second." Rocky doesn't react, doesn't flinch, just stares. Cold, empty, scary. Apollo pulls Rocky away. Says, "Save it for the ring." Fight night. Madison Square Garden. 20,000 people. Sold out. Millions watching on pay-per-view. The atmosphere is electric. Half the crowd supporting Rocky. The other half wanting to see violence. To see if Danny really will kill Rocky. To witness potential tragedy. Rocky's in his corner. Apollo's there. Working him. Wrapping his hands. Giving final instructions. Says, "Remember the plan. First 3 rounds, you survive. Let Danny throw his power. Let him tire himself out. Rounds 4 through 6, you start working the body. Slow him down. Take his legs. Rounds 7 through 9, you start headhunting. Break him mentally. Rounds 10 through 12, you finish him. Make him quit. Make him understand he can't beat you. Can't break you. Can't do to you what he did to Mickey." The bell rings. Round 1. Danny charges. Exactly as expected. Throwing bombs. Trying to end it early. Trying to make a statement. Rocky covers, moves, slips, doesn't engage. Just survives. Danny lands some shots. Hard shots. Rocky's body absorbs them. His experience kicking in. His decades of taking punches preparing him for this moment. Round 2 and 3 are more of the same. Danny attacking. Rocky defending. Danny getting frustrated. Rocky staying calm. The crowd is booing. Expecting fireworks. Getting chess. But Rocky's not here to entertain. He's here to win, to avenge, to hurt. Round 4. Rocky shifts. Starts throwing to the body. Left hooks to Danny's ribs. Right crosses to the solar plexus. Quick combinations. In and out. Not standing still. Making Danny chase. Making him work. Danny's not used to this. Not used to opponents who fight back. Who make him uncomfortable. Who refuse to be intimidated. Round 5 and 6. The bodywork accumulates. Danny's breathing gets heavier. His hands drop slightly, protecting his damaged ribs, creating openings upstairs. Rocky sees it, doesn't take the bait yet, stays patient, sticks to the plan. Keep working the body. Break him down systematically. Round 7. Rocky goes upstairs, starts targeting Danny's head. Jabs, crosses, hooks, all landing clean. Danny's trying to cover, but his arms are tired. His body is hurt. His defense is compromised. Rocky's picking him apart, piece by piece, punch by punch. Round 8. The round Mickey died in. The round Danny wanted Rocky to fall in. Rocky comes out different, more aggressive, more violent, more personal. He's not boxing anymore. He's punishing. Every punch has bad intentions. Every combination is designed to hurt, to damage, to break. Rocky backs Danny into the corner. The same corner where Danny probably thought Rocky would go down. Where Danny probably planned to stand over Rocky's body and celebrate. But now Danny's the one in the corner. Danny's the one getting hurt, getting broken, getting taught. Rocky unloads. Combination after combination. Danny's covering, taking massive damage. The referee's watching, considering stopping it. But Danny's still standing, still conscious, still in the fight. Barely. The bell saves Danny. He stumbles to his corner. His face is destroyed, both eyes swelling, nose bleeding, lips split. His core works frantically, trying to repair the damage, trying to keep him fighting. Rocky returns to his corner. Paulo says, "You got him. He's done. Finish him next round." Round 9. Rocky comes out hunting. Danny's backing up. For the first time in his career, Danny Sharpe is scared. Scared of the damage. Scared of the pain. Scared of Rocky Balboa's cold precision. Rocky lands a right hand, clean, flush. Danny's legs wobble. He's hurt. Rocky presses. Throws combinations. Danny covers. Tries to survive. The crowd is on their feet, screaming, sensing the finish. Rocky lands an uppercut. Catches Danny coming in. Danny's head snaps back. His mouthpiece flies out. Lands on the canvas. Blood everywhere. Danny drops to one knee. First knockdown of his career. The referee counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Danny stands, wobbly, unsteady. The referee asks if he can continue. Danny nods, but his eyes say different. His eyes say he wants out, wants this to end, wants the pain to stop. Rocky doesn't attack, doesn't rush in, walks to Danny slowly, deliberately, says something only Danny can hear. Says, "This is for Mickey. This is what you did to him. This is what you deserve." Then Rocky finishes it. 3-punch combination. Jab, cross, hook, all land perfect. Danny goes down, hard, flat on his back, eyes closed, not moving. The referee doesn't count, waves it off immediately, calls for the ring doctor. Fight over. Rocky wins by knockout. Round 9. But Rocky doesn't celebrate, doesn't raise his hands, doesn't smile, just stands there, looking at Danny unconscious on the canvas, thinking about Mickey, thinking about justice, thinking about whether this makes anything better, whether revenge actually heals. Danny wakes up 2 minutes later, confused, embarrassed, defeated, his undefeated record gone, his aura shattered, his confidence destroyed. For the first time in his life, Danny Sharpe understands what it feels like to be on the receiving end, to be hurt, to be broken, to be helpless. Rocky walks over to Danny's corner. Everyone tenses, expecting Rocky to talk trash, to humiliate, to pour salt in the wound. But Rocky doesn't do that. Instead, he says to Danny, "You killed a good man, a man who dedicated his life to boxing, who helped hundreds of fighters, who made the sport better. And you killed him because he wouldn't train you, because your ego couldn't handle being told no. Tonight, you learned what Mickey could have taught you. That skill without character means nothing. That being talented don't make you a good person. That hurting people has consequences." Rocky pauses, then says, "I hope you learn from this. Hope you become better. Hope you understand that fighting is about more than winning. It's about respect, honor, discipline." Mickey understood that. I understand it. Maybe now you will too. Rocky walks away, leaves Danny sitting there, broken physically, broken mentally, broken spiritually, changed forever by 27 minutes in a ring with a man fighting for something bigger than himself. In the locker room after, Apollo says to Rocky, "You did it. You avenged Mickey. How do you feel?" Rocky thinks, then says honestly, "Empty. Thought winning would make me feel better. Thought hurting Danny would bring Mickey back. But it don't. Mickey's still gone. And beating Danny don't change that. Don't fill the hole Mickey left." Apollo nods, says revenge never does. Never fills the hole. Never makes the pain go away. But it does something else. It provides closure, provides justice, provides proof that actions have consequences. Mickey's death wasn't meaningless. It meant something. Because you made it mean something. You stood up. You fought back. You made sure Danny paid a price. That matters. Maybe not to you right now, but it matters. Three months later, Rocky's at Mickey's grave. First time since the funeral. He brings flowers, sits by the headstone, talks to Mickey like Mickey can hear. Says, "I did it, Mick. I beat Danny, knocked him out, made him pay for what he did to you. But you were right. You were always right. Fighting's not about hurting people. It's about testing yourself, about being better than you were, about respect and honor and all the things you tried to teach me. I forgot that for a while, got lost in the anger, in the revenge. But I remember now. And I promise, Mick, I promise I'll fight the right way from now on. The way you taught me. With heart, with honor, with respect for the sport and for my opponents." Rocky pauses, then says, "I miss you, Mick. Miss your voice, your wisdom, your grumpy old man lectures. But I carry you with me. Every fight, every decision, every moment. You're not gone. You're just in a different corner now. And I can still hear you, still feel you, still know what you'd say. And that's enough. That has to be enough." Rocky stands, places the flowers on the grave, walks away, not empty anymore, not broken, healed, not because of revenge, because of acceptance, because of understanding that Mickey's legacy isn't in the grave. It's in Rocky, in every fighter Mickey trained, in everyone Mickey touched, in the sport he loved. Mickey's not gone. He's just changed form. Become memory. Become inspiration. Become legend. Danny the Blade Sharpe fights twice more after losing to Rocky. Loses both fights. Gets knocked out both times. His confidence is gone. His edge is gone. His meanness turned into fear. Fear of being hurt again. Fear of being exposed again. Fear of facing someone like Rocky again. He retires at 29. Undefeated no more. Broken by the man he should never have challenged. Years later, a reporter asks Danny about that night. About killing Mickey. About losing to Rocky. Danny says quietly, "I was young, stupid, arrogant. Thought being tough meant hurting people. Thought respect came from fear. But Rocky taught me different. Taught me that real toughness is controlling your power. Real respect comes from character. Real strength is choosing not to hurt when you easily could. I learned that lesson the hard way. Cost me everything. My record, my career, my self-respect. But I needed to learn it. Needed to understand that actions have consequences. That you can't just hurt people and walk away. Eventually, someone makes you pay. For me, that someone was Rocky Balboa. And I deserve every punch." Mickey Goldmill died March 19, 1981, murdered by a coward who couldn't handle rejection. But Mickey's death wasn't meaningless. Wasn't forgotten. Rocky Balboa made sure of that. Made sure Danny Sharpe paid a price. Made sure Mickey's legacy lived on. Made sure the sport understood that hurting defenseless people has consequences. Real consequences. Painful consequences. That's not revenge. That's justice. And sometimes, justice requires someone brave enough to stand up. Strong enough to fight back. Honorable enough to make sure wrongs get righted. Rocky was that someone. For Mickey. For the sport. For everyone who's ever been hurt by someone stronger, meaner, more willing to use violence. 8 weeks from Mickey's death to Danny's defeat. 8 weeks of training. 8 weeks of preparation. 8 weeks of transforming grief into purpose. Anger into fuel. Loss into motivation. That's not revenge. That's honoring someone you love by standing up for them. By fighting for them. By making sure their death meant something. Who in your life deserves that fight? Who deserves you standing up? Who deserves you refusing to let injustice win? Because that's the real lesson. Not revenge, justice, not anger, honor, not violence. Standing up for what's right, even when it costs you everything. Rocky Balboa stood up. For Mickey. For himself. For everyone who believes that good should triumph over evil. That honor should beat dishonor. That justice should eventually prevail. And for 8 weeks, Rocky proved it can. Proved that standing up matters. Proved that fighting back works. Proved that some things are worth any price. Any sacrifice. Any consequence. Mickey Goldmill's death was tragic. But his legacy is eternal. Because Rocky Balboa made sure it was. Made sure Mickey's final lesson, stand up, fight back, never quit, lived on. In Rocky. In the sport. In everyone inspired by the story of a 35-year-old fighter, avenging his murdered trainer by beating an undefeated killer in front of 20,000 people. That's not just a fight. That's a statement. That's justice. That's love. That's what Mickey deserved. That's what Rocky delivered. That's what 8 weeks of pure dedication to honoring someone you lost looks like. Not perfect. Not painless. But necessary. Meaningful. Right.